Take a look at this. The latest Fox poll showing the #1 issue by far right now for voters is inflation. Look at that, 41%. Fox also found 54% of voters believing the Republicans are better suited to handle the issue. Congressman Byron Donalds, Republican from Florida, joins me right now. So, Congressman, the White House is trying to claim that we have zero inflation, while Americans say it is by far the #1 issue still.
Look, first of all, nobody believes this White House because they've been wrong on everything. Joe Biden saying 0%, that's a flat out joke. Butter's up 26%. Eggs are up 38%. The price of electricity is up 15% year over year. So while the overall CPI number came down when you compare it to last month, the reason why it's coming down is mostly because of energy prices, and that's because Joe Biden put us into a recession. This guy has no idea how an economy actually functions. That is why the American people are struggling. But it's not just Joe Biden. You have Democrat members of the United States Senate. They just voted for this monstrosity we're voting on later today that's going to increase prices on energy production. It's going to increase taxes on small business owners. These guys are out to lunch, have no clue, and that's why the American people have had enough.
By the way, is the supersizing of the IRS, is there any chance that can be stripped out of this bill, or is that in there for good?
From what we're hearing, Nancy Pelosi's not even allowing amendments. This bill did not go through any committee in the House. She just threw it on the floor. So once again, and I want to be clear, if you're voting in Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Georgia, Colorado, Arizona, or Nevada, you have Democrat senators that did not want to protect you from the IRS. They're perfectly fine with people making $80,000 a year being audited by 87,000 new IRS agents.
It hits the middle class, no doubt about it. Well, let's switch to the raid of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago house. Take a look at a headline from the New York Times. Quote, Garland faces growing pressure as January 6th investigation widens. As recently as late last year, Mr. Biden confided to his inner circle he believed former President Donald Trump was a threat to democracy and should be prosecuted. Is that what is behind all this? They didn't get enough info from the January 6th hearing, so they're going for a raid?
Listen, this has been the concern of congressional Republicans this entire time, that you have members of the Department of Justice, the FBI. We already know how ridiculous this January 6th committee is, and they have picked their target. It's Donald Trump, and it doesn't matter by hook or by crook. They're going to do anything possible to try to get their man. This is atrocious for a constitutional republic. We should not be targeting using pieces of our government to target citizens, let alone a former president.
Well, and they're members, they're fellow members of Congress. One Republican congressman had his cell phone just grabbed by an FBI agent on the street. I mean, there seems to be an effort to actually go so hard that you may be violating the Fourth Amendment in terms of illegal search and seizure of information.
Look, I totally agree, but let's also be very clear. The Democrats don't care about the Fourth Amendment. They don't care about due process, the Fifth Amendment. They're only concerned with actually getting their pound of flesh. It's what they've been after this entire time. They will not stop. But I want the American people to understand something. If you're truly concerned about saving the soul of America, what we cannot have are agencies that are wielded against citizens of our country. People have due process rights. The former president of the United States, he has due process rights. If they wanted documents, they could have simply subpoenaed the documents. They don't talk about how they were in negotiation with the president's lawyers. And listen, Donald Trump is absolutely right. He put out a statement last night basically saying, release it. Go ahead. Because there's nothing to see here. It's all politics, and it's all this Stalinist show-style stuff we've been seeing from the Democrats for quite some time.
Yeah, well, we would like to see the affidavit that led to the raid. That is likely to have more specific information about whether the FBI was doing sort of a fishing net expedition to find anything they could. But unfortunately, we won't see the affidavit. Congressman, thank you for being here. Have a great weekend. Appreciate it.